He out, he out, he out. He out. Oh, he out. Oh, he out. Oh, shit. Out, 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 nigga. Out. Get the fuck out of here. 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 Get the fuck out of here.
Well, he's Asian.
He ain't gonna shoot him. He's gonna beat him up.
He's tight.
He's fucking hella shit, yeah.
Oh, nah.
Hi guys, it's Chris. Welcome to VH Penis. So, bro, like I've mentioned a bunch of times, there's a bunch of guys on I have on my Facebook that have found me through YouTube, and of course, every single one of these guys is sharing this fucking video of this Honda that fucking ran off on this cop. All right, so number one, all right, we're gonna go into my first little pet peeve about this, because everybody seems to be making such a big deal about how fast this car is, just because it drove past a fucking cop that was barely, it wasn't even in, driving forward. The guy was in reverse trying to smack the car. He dipped around him and he took off. All right, and then like, well, he flew past the camera car. Well, he flew past the camera car because the camera car was barely moving to film the incident. All right, so that's one thing, right? And you hear this fucking guy bounce off the rev limiter and shit and everything. And it seems way clear to me, it seems pretty fucking clear to me the car is NA. So unless we're talking about one of these super built fucking Ks, it's making under 300 horsepower, So for right there off rip, it's not a super fast car. And that, and the reason why it bothers me out so much is because this is what, people clown the Honda community for. Like, bro, look at that fucking guy go, he's flying so fast, never gonna catch him. And then a follow-up video comes out later on showing the guy fucking parked with the cop, fucking got the guy in handcuffs. Now, I don't give a fuck what the reason for him catching him was, but he caught him. Whether he broke down, whether he ran out of fuel, or whatever the reason was, he wasn't able to put enough of a stretch on that one cop in a fucking SUV that's a tank to not get caught, alright? So, even if he'd kept in front of him, apparently he wasn't keeping enough distance in front of him. If the same cop that stopped him originally had eventually stopped him, whether he ran out of fuel or whatever the reason, it doesn't matter. He was still unable to put enough of a gap on this cop that he was able to catch him once whatever happened to the car happened, whether it was a fuel or breakdown. Alright, so first off right there, boom, car's not fucking fast, guys. Car's not fast. Alright, now the second thing I want to talk about is the whole situation of running from a fucking cop, alright? Now, I know that you guys that are notification squad have watched me for a long time, whatever, like, oh, Chris barely ever gets anything done. That's just because the timing of when I decided to make my YouTube channel versus the timing of when I was actually out there doing my crazy shit. Now, I'm going on 32 years old. When I first got to the car scene, I was 19. All my crazy shit that I did was when I was 19. When my cars get finished, the ones I'm putting together now are finished and they're way more powerful than the shit I had back then, I'm not going to be out there doing that kind of shit in these cars. And I am in a better situation where I could do something like that compared to this fucking little kid. Alright? So, the thing is running from a cop. Now, the whole thing is you can't outrun a radio. Well, a lot of the times, unless it's a big raid, you don't really have to have that as a problem, as you worry about that, right? They're running from the radio shit because it's, cops call in and report what they're doing, but unless there's another board cop that's somewhere in the area, the chances are you getting a whole bunch of cops on your ass it's slim to none, to be honest. And this is because I have experience with being in situations like this several times. And never have I been caught. Well, I'm lying. One time. Only one time I was in a situation where we got stopped. Alright? So just to teach you a little bit of something, not trying to say that I'm advocating this, but if you really are in a situation like this where this fucking idea crosses your mind because of some stupid video you fucking seen, or how much you think your car is fast or whatever, this is what you gotta understand. Like, if you're gonna make a decision to run, because the fight or flight happens so quick, there's only two times that I would say that it's acceptable to to risk this venture bouncing off on a cop. All right. First off, is if you're already in a race. If you're in a race and you are going, like you're gone, like you're in it, you're in third gear, you've already been pulling for a while, you're closing in on 80, 100 miles an hour, go, keep going. Reason number one is you got somebody beside you, so that cop has two choices to make. And reason number two, plausible deniability. And this goes into the second time that you would, make the decision to bounce on a cop. If you're fucking hauling ass doing something in the street that you shouldn't be doing, you're making a pull for a video or whatever you're doing, and a cop pops up behind you, if he's not right on your ass, and you're already moving, just keep it moving. Again, plausible deniability. This kid that was at a dead stop and took off on this fucking cop was a fucking idiot. Because the chances are that he's already got the plate. So even if he'd have got away, guess who's knocking at your fucking door? The police. And your ass is going to jail still. So, and now you got an extra charge of evading an officer or whatever. So that's, fleeing the scene, evading a police officer, all that bullshit. That's, charges come so quick and easy, they can just add whatever. They just throw it in like fucking taxes, bro. They just throw them at you. Alright? So now the plausible deniability thing, how that fucking goes. You're bouncing, you're in a race, you fucking dip. The cop, tries to chase you. Now, a lot of times, what I've seen is the cop will just turn off the fucking lights and slow down. I was on 595 one night a year or two back, and two bikes flew right past the state trooper in the same lane and everything. Boom! Just fucking blew the doors off that guy. Didn't even fucking blink. Didn't even attempt to make the chase after these guys because they were already going. There's no way in hell he was gonna stop them. So now, if you're in a race situation and you still don't manage to get away, the guy wears you down, keeps after you, and eventually you give up for whatever reason because shit gets dangerous, or you just finally get smart and you're like, hey, I shouldn't be doing this. Then the cop, a lot of times one of the first things they say is, you didn't fucking see me back there, bro. And then you can be like, nope, because your eyes are straight forward and you were just trying to navigate through traffic, And that's not the best, it's not a good excuse, but then it narrows down the charges you're going to be catching. Because at least that way, you can have a plausible deniability for, like, I wasn't evading the police. I didn't know the cop was following me. That's why I didn't stop. And I stopped when I realized that he was. All right, so that's going to help narrow some of this shit down. Now, they'll still probably try to slap you. It depends on how pissed off the cop is. Probably still try to slap you up with a charge. But at least then, that way you have a way of slimming down your shit. And that goes for if you're in a race or you're already making a pull. Now, the only other time that I would say, the only time that's acceptable that I would even consider bouncing on a cop when I'm stopped, is if you're in a gathering. Like, I've been in places that have been raided. In South Florida, if you are one of the South Florida guys watching, State Road 9 used to be a big hot spot for races until they made it very difficult to do it there. And then Okeechobee Road out there at the Publix or whatever, Publix used to get blocked off and raided all the time. Tow trucks would even come in. So now if you're in a huge crowd, you got like fucking a dozen cars, like 2 dozen cars, they're all bouncing at the same time, then yeah, you know what? I would run that. Get it out. Fucking one of the times that was the first time I ever got stuck in a raid-like situation was I was right by the exit. We were all parked, angled to jump on the highway, and I was in a slow-ass single cam. But we all took off. We left, and even honestly, initially pulling out, we weren't even hauling ass. It wasn't until we actually got on I-95, and then we had rendezvous points and all that shit to go, and we got away. But never say that you would want to run from a fucking cop, but definitely not in a situation like what we just saw in that video. That was definitely ridiculous, and the guy got fucking caught. So anyway, I don't know, man. It was bugging me out. It was really bugging me. I wanted to talk about it and share it with you guys. Maybe hopefully you learned something here. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace.